Hi, it's Sarah from the Euclid Public Library's Youth Services Department. I'm here today with a small selection of new books that have come in the months of June and July. These are not all the new books, but I wanted to put together a selection from all different reading levels just to give you an idea of what we have to offer. The first of these books is Ghost Squad by Claribel A. Ortega. Be prepared, respect the dead, always bring a cat. After a spell goes very wrong, Lucily Luba and her best friend Sid have to recruit the help of Lucily's grandmother and her tubby tabby cat in order to fight a cast of malicious spirits. This new book is described as a mixture of Disney's Coco and the film Ghostbusters. It's a really fun world that's been imagined that has a great mix of different cultures and a unique form of magic. Next, we have the newest in the Geronimo Stilton series, Geronimo Stilton and the Sticky Situation. The bees were buzzing on the Stilton family farm as Geronimo and Trap try to learn how to make their own honey in order to enter the Sweet Taste of Mouse Island contest. But the competition is fierce and someone tries to sabotage the honey harvest. Can the clever mouse solve this newest mystery, or will he find himself stuck? This is a great new addition to the series. It is just as hilarious as all the other books, and a fun romp. Glitch, the newest novel by Laura Martin. Reagan and Elliot are training to become glitchers, people who travel through time to stop others from altering history in order to change the future. The two have always been enemies, competing throughout their training. But everything changes when they find an illegal letter from Reagan's future self warning them that they'll have to work together in order to prevent something terrible from happening. This is a great new sci-fi novel that takes a really fascinating imagining of how time travel would be handled if that technology was available. Our next book is a realistic fiction novel called 5 Things About Ava Andrews by Margaret Dillaway. Ava Andrews is a girl with technicolor insides hidden by a gray shell. As if living with anxiety and a heart condition weren't difficult enough, her best friend moves across the country just before Ava starts middle school. However, when Ava's talent for writing gets her noticed by the school's improv group, Ava starts to learn how she can show others her true colors. This is a really great book that takes an interesting look at mental illness and medical conditions, while still being a novel primarily focused on trying to adjust to new situations. Our last middle grade novel is the latest in the My Weird School series, We're Red, Weird, and Blue, What Can We Do? By Dan Gutman and Jim Palloy. This is a special edition in the series that focuses on presidents. You can learn about all things presidential with the kids from My Weird School, and this fun book full of trivia, games, and a hilarious story. In honor of President's Day, AJ and Andrea are going to represent elementary in the Ultimate President's Day Challenge against Dirk's school. The only problem is AJ doesn't know anything about presidents unless it involves their use of toilets. In addition to a fun story with the regular cast, this book also has a bunch of extra bonus games, trivia, and puzzles that can teach you all about the presidents. From here, we are going to move on to graphic novels. The first of the new ones are All My Friends Are Ghosts by Hannah Krieger and S.M. Vidari. Do you ever feel like a ghost? Like no matter what you do, you just don't belong? Effie feels this way all the time, and one day she decides she's had enough and wanders into the woods. There she finds a school for ghosts and a new ghoulish host of friends. Join Effie and those friends as they take on the challenge of tracking down and freeing a lost soul. This is a really creative story that's a lot of fun to read. And the illustrator, S.M. Vidari, also worked on novelizations of both Steven Universe and Adventure Time. Next we have The Sunken Tower by Tate Howard. Dig is having a very bad day. His bag is broken, he can't catch a break at the local market, and just when things are looking up, he's kidnapped by a couple of blood cultists to be a tasty human sacrifice for an unspeakably horrible monster. Dig must work together with two other prisoners to make it home, and surely, between Dig being a wizard, Ayana having skill with a sword, and Krina supposedly knowing the way out, they should have no trouble escaping. This is a really fun story that takes a fun twist on your typical sort of adventure and dungeon delving plotline. Next we have Fun 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 World by Yehudi Micardo. Conquering a planet is hard, like really hard. For Minky, captain of the Devastorm 5, it's almost impossible. Failed mission after failed mission has Minky and crew at risk of being sent to the Scourge Realm, but they decide to risk it all on one last crazy mission. They are going to conquer Earth. The plan is complicated, however, when they land in Fun 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 World, an abandoned amusement park full of stray cats and major secrets. This book is just about as fun as the cover makes it seem. There's a lot of hijinks of a group of aliens discovering an amusement park. It's kind of hilarious. All right. We also have a huge bunch of early reader novels that have come out recently. These are books that help beginning readers practice their skills while featuring favorite characters like Paddington Bear, Wonder Woman, and the cast of Star Wars. These three on the screen are just a couple of the new ones we have out, and they are all at different reading levels. Alright, let's move on to picture books. One of our new picture books is Froggy for President by Jonathan London. Learn all about how elections work with Froggy. Froggy and Froglina are both running for class president. How are they going to compete against each other, and who will win? This is a great book to begin the conversation with your kids about the upcoming election happening in the fall. Next we have Going Up by Sherry J. Lee and Charlene Chua. This sweet story follows a young girl and her father as they ride the elevator up to the 10th floor of their building to go to a neighbor's birthday party. The elevator stops at every floor, and as more and more neighbors join in, things start to get a little crowded. I love this story. It has a wonderfully diverse cast of neighbors, and despite the overall story being very simple, it shares a really great message about how there's always room for everyone in a community. Next we have Do Not Go In There by Ariel Horn and Izzy Burton. Morton and Bogart are best friends, but they don't always see eye to eye. When they encounter a closed door, Bogart thinks there must be something really bad on the other side, while Morton imagines something amazing. Should they open the door, or is it too risky? This book caught my eye at first because of the absolutely adorable monsters who are the two main characters. I want a stuffed animal of both of them. I think they're just really cute. But it's a really great story that takes a look at two different opposing views and how two people who have very different ideas can still get along. Our last book we're taking a look at is It's Impossible by Tracy Corduroy and Tony Neal. Dog owns a laundry service in a noisy, busy city. He longs to visit the ocean, but it's just too far away. Then, one day, a crab mysteriously shows up in his laundry basket and asks Dog for help getting home. Crab suggests they drive to the ocean together, but Dog is convinced it's impossible. Is it impossible? Is anything impossible if you're willing to try? This is a great book to read to a kid who might very commonly use the phrase that it is impossible, they just can't do something, because it teaches the value of taking risks and sticking with it when things get hard. Alright, that's all we have in this video. Like I said at the beginning, there are a lot more books that have come in the last few months, but I just chose a couple of them. Otherwise, this video would have been a lot longer. But please feel free to either check these books out or talk to a librarian who can help you find something else that fits your fancy. As always, you can get in touch with us either over chat, by the phone, or by coming in person to talk to us in the lobby. We hope to see you soon. Have a great day.